Welcome to Subramani. Don't be surprised by this change of attire. It is just that I was on a television show and I had to wear this. The show had Vibhuti Jha and Sanjay Jha, and the question was what is the economic impact of Trump on India. So I think only I spoke on that topic. Some people were very upset that a fascist guy who has been called not just a fascist but who has almost been impeached and all that has come to power. But that is the problem for the American public, right? Should it really matter to you and me who are in India, whose most of our investments, maybe 90% of our investments, at least mine, is in India? To me, it honestly does not matter much as to what Trump will do for US. But one thing very clear, Trump will do what is good for US. Sundar Pichai may be an Indian by birth, but Sundar Pichai will do what is good for Google. Don't expect Sundar Pichai to do what is good for India, right? I don't know from where people have such expectations, and so one political person who is not in any party felt that therefore Indians should have should have voted and supported Kamala because Kamala has got Indian origin. Now this is funny. Kamala is as Indian as lightning is equal to lightning bug, or the Hindu newspaper has got anything to do with Hindus, right? There is no connection. There is absolutely no connection. Yeah, the name sounds somewhat similar, but Kamala Harris is not Indian, Kamala Harris is not Jew, Kamala Harris is not black. It depends on each day how she decides. Anyway, the politics aside, Trump is a little anti-China and pro-India. That is a little thing good, because when he has to make a choice between China and India, maybe he'll choose India. But remember, Trump is a businessman and he will work for what is good for the USA, and that's exactly how I expect him to be. I don't expect him to do what is good for India. Obviously, he'll do what is good for US. He always talks about Harley Davidson bike duty being reduced. Doesn't really matter. India is not too big a market for Harley Davidson. Let's not fool ourselves into believing that is going to hurt us. H1B visas, people say he's anti H1B visas, but let's also accept that he has always said he wants skilled people. If he wants 10,000 carpenters, he will get 10,000 carpenters. If he wants 10,000 plumbers, he'll get 10,000 plumbers. He will not take in 10,000 neurosurgeons because he wants 10,000 plumbers. Makes no sense. So skill-based visa might happen. He might also give, there is talk of him, he has spoken about giving a green card or a visa to people who qualify from top institutes. Why would you not give a visa to a person who's got his degree from an Ivy League school? Give me a break. Anybody would want to employ a person from a Wharton or a Harvard or Yale. They would just take him. So I don't think that is going to be too much of a worry for Indians. Indians will get their visa little ahead, little late. As of now, they are not getting it on time. I know people who have waited for 5 years and 7 years. That reminds me that the kind of WhatsApp group comments on my school group and family groups is what they call Vidva Vilap. It is really sad. People are saying, how could people vote? All my Democratic friends can't even imagine how people voted for a Republican. Having said that, he is a little anti-China, so that's good for us. Second, on energy, he is bound to increase the production of shale oil. He is also going to give more permits for drilling of oil without worrying too much about these environmentalists who are normally on Kamala's side. You know how it works, right? So all the NGO types who will say, oh my God, the trees are going to be destroyed. He's not going to worry too much about trees and the iceberg melting or the polar bears not having a house. He's going to be not very concerned. Don't ask me whether he's right or wrong. He's not going to be very concerned, which will push oil prices to a very attractive level, and oil prices going down is always good. Even when US hits a recession and oil prices go down, it's good for India because India is still a big importer of oil. But remember, the oil price intensity on the Indian economy has gone down dramatically because Indian economy has grown much faster. So 10 years back, oil was having a greater impact. Even now it will have an impact. However, if prices drop, the impact is going to be less. Also, India is moving towards EV. India has got solar, so the impact of oil will be less, but if oil prices go down, we will definitely be a big beneficiary. Trump will definitely want more defense deals with India. Maybe the lower end defense products, pistols and guns, etc., he would outsource to India. Some aeronautical things could come to India, which means your companies which are in defense services, Hindustan Aeronautics types, could be a beneficiary. Let me announce that I have those shares, so take it with a pinch of salt. So they could be big beneficiaries or at least small beneficiaries. But one very important thing is he will get on to the balance sheet of the US and correct it. He knows the borrowings in US is too high. You cannot keep on printing notes and say we will still be the reserve currency. To be the reserve currency, some tough steps have to be taken. I'm sure Trump will take that, and Trump realizes, and he has spoken about the mistakes he made the previous time. His team was not too good. This time I'm sure he'll get a good team. He'll sit with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, and I'm sure he'll downsize the government. US downsizing the government will be real good news for the American balance sheet. It has no implications for you and me in India, but it will mean interest rates could come down. If they cut down the American debt, interest rates could come down. He could do some things which could increase inflation, so interest rates could go up. We have to still see. It's just been announced that he has won. He has won with a good margin. He has won the Senate, so he controls. So some of the balances, checks and balances on him will not be there. So to that extent, he'll have a little more free hand. The Republicans will go to whatever he says, so that is a little bit of a worry. And another important thing is he can talk to Putin, he can talk to Ukraine, he can talk to China, he can talk to that little man in North Korea, right? He can talk to Modi. So chances are he will work more towards world peace. He'll work towards reducing the war. For a very long time, I can't imagine any other president who did not cause a war or did not push the war. People like Obama would speak very well, nicely, and say things, and they are the people who killed what, 600,000 Ukrainians, about 2 million jihadis or whatever you want to call them. At least 2 lakh Muslims have been killed. 2 million Muslims have been killed around Iran, Iraq, wherever, Syria, you name it. He is very likely to attack and finish ISIS. Good chance. He'll of course support Israel. That's very good, and that's necessary also. Bangladesh is going to make some changes. He may not support Yunus, so some democracy restoration in Bangladesh could happen. Will he touch the tariffs? Maybe yes. Maybe there will be tariffs on Indian goods going there. Maybe there will be tariffs on many other on Chinese products also. So if he puts a little more tariff on China and less on India, we will benefit. So some of those things could happen. Inflation and interest rates, I am still waiting, and I will take it quarter on quarter instead of saying, oh, he will do something and therefore there will be inflation. I am not willing to jump. If he is worried about the quality of immigrants, India should rejoice, because India, at least to US, sends very high quality immigrants. Another person who reduces war, so which means the defense budgets could go down. Now comes the problem that who really runs the government, because in case of Kamala or Joe Biden, it was obviously Barack Obama who was running the government. So in fine, who won the election? Trump won. Who lost? Obama lost, Michelle Obama lost, the Clintons lost, the media lost, right? All these people who were created an image of Trump being a fascist, exactly how that spokesperson for Congress or ex-spokesperson for Congress said about all those things which they said about Modi, they have said about Trump, saying he will cease, US will cease to be a democracy, there will be no elections, all these things we have heard. I don't think we have to worry about any of those things. I think overall he is definitely not too bad for India, and I look at it as being good for India rather than anything. The market has already given a thumbs up. Today when the elections were coming, the market went up. I think the market went up 900 points or something. So tomorrow will be another day, and we will have to see how the market reacts. So I think overall you don't have to worry too much about what Trump will do for India, what Trump's coming in US will do for India. I'm optimistic about it. Thank you.